some large portion of previously unfallen angels fell with Satan and now are known to us as demons. We simply want to ask the question, what did the original writer mean when he spoke this and what did he intend his original recipients to understand? All right, welcome back, Cypress Bible Church, to our question and answer video series where today we address questions related to the Godhead and the creation. Question number 1. Pastor Wolin, this past Sunday I was so pleased to find out that you are fascinated with astronomy as I am. Today's astronomy picture of the day shows the remnants of a supernova in the constellation Vega and has prompted me to ask your help. In your sermon, you cited Isaiah 40, verse 26, where it says that not one star is missing. When I was an undergraduate, I read a small book that used this verse to say that not one star would ever explode or collide with another planet or in any way be destroyed. At that time, I thought that seemed to be an overreach, and with our greater ability to see into space now, it is clearly not correct. But the verse does say that none of the hosts of heaven are missing by the word of the Creator. Now, I believe everything you presented on bibliology 2 weeks ago, but this creates a tension in my mind between what the English Bible appears to say and what we see in the universe around us. There must be something in the Hebrew passage that doesn't come through in all the translations of this verse. Do you have some insight that would clarify this for me? Great question. First thing to say is there is nothing different that I can see anyway in the Hebrew passage there in Isaiah 40 verse 26. What it says in English is what it says in Hebrew. So the way to address this is to think about what did the original author intend for the original recipients to understand? Or to say it another way, was the author of Isaiah making some sort of truth claim about the stars and the constellations and these sorts of things? Was he making that sort of statement, or was he simply making a statement about the power of God? We have to understand and interpret the language of the Bible according to the author's original intent. So, for example, if I was to say to you, God is sovereign over all things, down to the largest objects in the galaxy, all the way down to the smallest objects of the galaxy, all the way from supernovas down to atoms. Now, that technically is not a correct sentence. There are smaller particles in the universe than atoms. We have, these quarks and subatomic particles and these sorts of things. And so it's important, but we wouldn't accuse me of being incorrect or not having that my statement itself would be some sort of fallible statement. You understand what I mean and in the context in which I said it. In the same way, we need to read the Bible in these terms. It was popular a few years ago, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, I used to hear people say that, God holds all things together by the word of his power, and scientists don't know how the atom even stays together. Well, more recent developments in subatomic, studies have revealed the Higgs boson, this particle that they had theorized must exist, but they couldn't find it, and they do find it. Okay, now this explains a lot in terms of how particles are held together. So if we start trying to twist the scriptures into ways that we don't, that are never intended to speak on, then we end up kind of with egg on our face a little bit as Christians because we're using the Bible in kind of goofy ways. So again, the idea is we simply want to ask the question, what did the original writer mean when he spoke this and what did he intend his original recipients to understand? So I think that's the best way to kind of wrap your head around that great question. Second question. Recently you referenced Carl Sagan's observation that there are more stars than grains of sand in the universe. That was a surprising statement to me. Sand grains don't merit a name, but God gave every star a name, according to Psalm 147. By one estimate, there are roughly 1 × 10 to the 24th power stars in the universe. We know from Daniel that there are hundreds of millions of angels. So question number 1, do you agree that 1 star equals 1 angel? And question number 2, do you agree roughly 1/3 are now demons? So to answer this question, let's just start by I will agree with you and rejoice greatly in the power of God displayed in the millions and billions and trillions and quadrillions of stars that exist in the universe. I read a recent report in an astronomy article that was talking about an even more recent estimate of maybe 10 times the number of grains of sand on our Earth. That's how many stars exist in the universe. So every year it seems to expand as our instruments and scientific investigation equipment progresses. Our knowledge of God and our awe, really, of His handiwork progresses along with it. To answer the question in regards to angels, is one star one angel? I do not think that there is a correlation here. The reason that that this is oftentimes made or sometimes made is in Revelation and other places in the Bible too. Angels are sometimes referred to poetically, I think, as stars in heaven or these sorts of things. In Revelation chapter 9, we read of a single star that falls from heaven, and we understand that to be Satan. And then Revelation 12, this dragon that falls from the heavens sweeps a third of the stars along with him. So again, I don't think we're talking literally 1/3 exactly of the heavenly hosts that came with Satan, but some large portion of previously unfallen angels fell with Satan and now are known to us as demons. So again, I think this is probably the best understanding. How many angels are there? According to the scriptures, are myriads upon myriads, thousands, tens of thousands, uncountable numbers of angels. So quite mysterious and intriguing to our minds. This is the data we have.